Hello, I am Ashkan Nejad, an early stage researcher at Royal Dutch Visio, which is a national organization in the Netherlands for helping people with visual impairments and blindness. And also, I'm a PhD student at University of Groningen and also a board member at Machine Learning Lab Community at Data Science Center in Health, or DASH. So in this session of mini lectures from Dash, I'm going to give a short presentation of my research topic, what I'm currently working on, and what is the research question that I'm trying to answer. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's get started. So the topic of my current research project is eye movement event detection in dynamic natural conditions. And the precise definition of the eye movements and events are going to be explained later in this presentation. So in this presentation, we're going to take a look at eye tracking and what devices help us to do the eye tracking and record the eye movements. And what are the eye movement events that are usually used in clinics or in research. And also, I'm going to talk about event detection in the eye movement signals. So this is a very interesting figure, which is a result of one of the early research on eye tracking conducted by Yarbus in 1967. They simply showed the above picture to different people and asked them just to look at it. And they plotted where the eye was moving and the eye was looking in the process of seeing what is inside the picture by the participants. So you can see the plot of where the eyes moved for 7 different people, and you can see each person had their own unique way of viewing the picture. So this was one of the interesting works that showed that eye movement is kind of unique to the person, and there are a lot of informations in these signals. So in order to do eye tracking and record the eye movements, we need to use specific devices that are designed for this task. And one of them is tower mount eye tracker, which, as you can see, the eye tracker has a fixed location on the desk in front of the monitor. That's the eye tracker. And the participant also needs to have a chin rest, which it to make sure that the participant would not move their head, so it would be visible to the eye tracker. And then another type of eye tracker is remote eye tracker, and it imagines a box, a surrounding box around the head of the participant. They are free to move their head, but eye tracker is still fixed in a fixed location in front of the monitor, which shows the stimulus to the participant, and the head should not go out of this head box that is assumed by the eye tracker. The next type is head-mounted eye tracker, which is also the one that I'm using in my research. And as you can see, they can appear similar to normal glasses, and the participant can simply wear them and have free viewing in a way that they can walk in the street, they have rotate their head and move as much as they want, and there is no limitation like the ones that we saw in the previous types of eye tracker. But you should also note that the accuracy of the eye movement is higher in the previous two type of eye trackers. So this device reduces the accuracy a little bit, but also it gives you the ability to freely move and have experiments in a way that the person can walk and have completely free moving. So in the next slide, you can also see the output of one of these head-mounted eye trackers. So this is a recording session of a participant wearing the eye tracker while they are cycling. So you can see they don't have any limitation of how to move their head or move their body. So we can also record this even in a cycling experiment. This is the output video of the head-mounted eye tracker, and the green and red dot in the video is the location that the participant is looking at. And also, this is not the only information that the device gives. We can also get the eye videos, which can be used for different kind of research. And also there is an IMU sensor in the head-mounted eye tracker, which gives us the change in position and in terms of acceleration, and the change of the degree, orientation of the device in each second, which can be useful in different work. The focus of my project is using eye tracking data to help people with visual field defects. And visual field defect is when a person loses an area or part of their vision. So on the right, if you consider each circle, the left circle and the right circle in each row, the field of view of each eye, for example, in the first row, if the person loses the central vision of one of their eyes, they call it central scotoma. And it has different types based on the area and how the blind area occurs in their vision. But a lot of researchers or therapists in clinics need to use some kind of algorithm to see how the participant or how the patient is viewing their surrounding, considering that they have that specific visual field defect. So it can be used both in diagnosis and also in rehabilitation after the diagnosis of a problem in the patient. Researchers and therapists have defined some events in eye movement signals, and it is very useful in terms of observing the behavior of a participant. And to start with, fixation is when you look at something and you do not move your eye, and when you want to go from one fixation to another fixation, this movement is called saccade. And when you follow a moving object with your eyes, it is called a smooth pursuit. And when you fixate on an object but you move your head, it is called vestibulo-ocular reflex, which it also contains eye movement, but it is still fixated on a specific object. And the other one, optokinetic reflex, is when you are, for example, you're sitting in a train and you're looking outside, and the way that your eye jumps and follows the environment and goes back to the center and does that again, it is called optokinetic reflex. So as you can see, the two latter events are not cannot be easily detected by a remote or tower mount eye tracker. So in my project, I am trying to design a algorithm based on artificial intelligence that can detect these kind of events in participant while they're carrying out any kind of task, and they are able to move freely in their environment. So in this slide, you can see an architecture of my work. We use Pupil Lab's invisible eye tracker to get some signal, and this this video is of where we ask the participant to cross the street, and we precisely look at the area of that the participant is looking at, and we do some comparison between the time series of different frames of the video and where the person was looking at, and we extract the similarity of the location of the that is being observed by the participant. We also use the eye movement in terms of speed and how much shift existed in that precise between those two frames of the video. And also we use optical flow estimation to get a sense of how the environment is moving, so we can also get the events that uh, includes movement in the environment or movement in the object, like smooth pursuit, which is on an object, which is following an object that is moving. And based on the information that we get, using these three information, as I said, the similarity of the location that the person is looking at in different frames, and the eye movement, and also the movements in their environment based on their flow, which is extracted by a optical flow estimation algorithm, we can analyze what kind of events are happening at that specific moment of the time. So this is my project, and so the whole idea of the project is detection of these kind of events in the eye movements in eye tracking experiment. And I also would like to show the references that were used for this presentation. There are some figures that are extracted from these papers and publications, which are very useful. Yeah, so that was my presentation. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, ideas, or suggestions, please feel free to contact me. My contact information is available on my website. Thank you and goodbye.